Alright, hello everyone. It's me back with another recap of Dancing with the Stars, season 23, week 9. You may ask why I'm wearing this. Well, two questions. Why I'm wearing this on my head. I'm wearing this on my head because, one, if I take it down, the sun's way too bright. And this is the only place I can really film this right now. So, oh, that's nice right there. But I don't want to keep my arms up. So, putting it on helps to keep the sun from shining way too bright. That's number one. Number two, my hair looks a mess right now. I'm going to get a haircut today, but I don't want to show it because my hair looks terrible. So that's sorry, that was a fly. But anyway, so yeah, that's number one. Number two, you may be asking, why is this so late? The reason why is because on Tuesday it was the election, and we all know how that went. And it just took me a while to. Well, I didn't want to do it on the election because I just didn't feel well that day. And two, the days following the election, I just wasn't feeling up to it. So, for different reasons. One, because of the election, because of just my circumstances right now, and trying to get those fixed, and really stressing out about all of that stuff. So, I just wasn't in the mood to really get on camera and talk about this show. But yeah, I might be talking about the election later on, maybe today. I already filmed a video, so I might put it up, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this recap. Monday night, the show definitely decided to get right back to let's just be super manipulative and all that. It was really frustrating. That's another thing. The show's really gotten frustrating under Rob Wade's direction. It's not super fun anymore because it's become too much of a reality TV show. And yes, it is reality TV. It's always been reality TV, but the producers' hands are, you see it way too much, the producers, and they're meddling with things and stuff. You see it way too much, and it's way too obvious now. And they've always meddled with things, but it's just awful now. But I'll just go down the list because I don't remember when people performed and I don't want to look it up and I don't have my laptop with me. I'm just going to go down the list of my favorite dances of the night, and then talk about the duo dances briefly, and then talk about the elimination. So my favorite dance of the night, it changed since favorite individual dance. It changed since Monday, but my favorite individual dance of the night was Tara and Sasha's Charleston. I thought that Sasha did an amazing job at really making sure the dance Tara could do the dance, because the Charleston is really big. You move really big and really cartoonish and stuff. It's very cartoonish type of dance. Not saying like it's bad or anything. That's just kind of the character of the dance. And so I was a bit worried because Tara can't move all that big. She can move big for her size, but for her size, moving big is still moving small. So I like how Sasha really kept it so that it was more just really like, it was still a Charleston, but it was a Charleston that Tara could do, and I loved it. The character that she played was great. She did a great job at just playing up the character. She's really good at playing characters, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was so much fun. I had a blast watching it. I had a smile on my face. It was my favorite dance of theirs. They got a 38. I really, honestly, they should have gotten the 40, um, because it was a great dance. Um, yeah. So yeah, it was great. It was all of it was great. My next favorite dance of the night was Calvin and Lindsay. Their waltz is very beautiful, um, very gorgeous. Um, they got a 37. I think. What do I think? I think they could have. What do I think? Hold on. Did Tara get a 38? I think she got a 37. I think she got a 37. Right? No, she got a 38. Sorry. Yeah, Calvin and Lindsay, they had a waltz. They got a 37. This was gorgeous. It was very pretty. I loved Lindsay's dress, and I loved the coat that Calvin had on. It's something that I really, 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 really wanted as soon as I saw it. Um, but she did. She choreographed a great dance for him. He danced it beautifully. He was. It was much better this week than he was last week. Um, he was back on his A game. I think honestly, I really don't. I don't see where the problem was. There could have been a problem. I just missed it. I don't know, but I thought it was a perfect dance, and the two dances that got perfect scores should have been Calvin and Tara, and not Lori and Jenna. But it was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous waltz. Next was my next favorite was Mary Lou and Derek. Their samba, they got a 36. I personally would have given her a 10 for this. Just one 10 is fine. Um, because she did a really great job. She finally came back and was out of her head and had fun and had a blast, and it was her best dance since her Viennese waltz. And it was so great and so much fun. It really showed like this is what she can do, and she didn't have mistakes. Her legs looked amazing. Her hip action was great. Her shoulders were down. She didn't look stiff. She just looked natural and in the moment and was having a blast. And that's what I've been wanting for her from her since that Viennese waltz and that cha-cha that she did. I've been wanting for her to have this moment again, and she did. And it was great. I would have loved for them to get at least 110 because, I thought it deserved at least 110 from Idina. Um, her scoring was very strange. I think they might have told her to score exactly the same as Carrie Ann because their scores were exactly the same as hers. And typically, guest judges, if they really love a dance, they'll give a 10 because there's no reason for them not to give a 10. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time. Um, and that's no shade. It's just they're not ballroom dancers, most of them, or dancers, most of them. Um, but yeah, I thought she did great. Um, I really, the only issue, and she can't even correct this now because she's gone, but the only thing was just her arms were a little bit awkward some of the time, not all the time, but some of the time. But still, it was a great dance for her to go out on. I just loved it, and she looked like she loved it and had a blast. So um, it was great. My next dance was not Jana. Ooh, no. James and Jenna. Sharna was still out this week, which makes no sense because I saw her in rehearsals in 3-inch heels. So it doesn't make sense that she couldn't dance this week if she was walking around in 3-inch heels. Um, I feel like she could have danced, but I think she'll be back this week. Anyway, they did a jazz. Wasn't too much of a fan of the Broadway show that they got because it was The Wiz, and I was like, okay, and I have an issue with things like that when I just have an issue when you give something that is for people of color because we've been shut out of things, so like black people or Hispanic people or Asian people or whatever, things that we've come up with, and then you give it to white people to recreate, and then um, they do it, but it's with all white people except for Kia, who was the lion. um, it bothers me, It bothered me when I was in high school. It bothers me still to this day when people do that. And it wasn't even that big of a deal for this because it was just one dance. But I mean, it just bothered me. It always has bothered me. So, um, and that's not their fault. I blame the producers of the show because they could have given them anything else, but they decided to go with that. But I thought it was a good dance. It was really good. There was just that part in the middle where James messed up, and it looked like Jenna messed up also, and a couple of the dancers behind them messed up. It was a mess, that one part. Um, it was just a mess, that whole thing. But then they got back together. It was great. But yeah, just that one part. They got a 36, understandable with the mistake. But next was they Lori and Val. They had an Argentine tango. They got a 40. I didn't like this dance. We went back. Lori went back a step to being super posy and staccato and just kind of just no. There's no variety in the movement. It was just all like hit, 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 and it's just like some dances like you don't need that. Like yes, the Argentine tango has a different quality of movement than the Viennese waltz does, but it doesn't mean that things don't need to flow together. And I felt like nothing felt flowed together. I do think that Lori had a stumble, so that should have taken off a point right there. But you know, it was a good dance. It just wasn't amazing like the judges made it out to be. Um, Finally, my least favorite dance was Jana and Gleb's waltz. They got a perfect score as well. Totally not deserved. Her posture was awkward. Her hold was really high. Um, it just it was just not a great dance. It was not a dance that I would give a perfect score to at all. There's a mistake. Like the posture was a mistake. I don't even care to watch it again because I was just like, I don't care. I don't care about them. I don't care about their partnership. I don't care about what Gleb has given her to dance. I just think they extremely over praised for sure. And it's really irritating because it shows me that the producers really want them in the finals, and you can tell that it's pretty clear from how they're propping her up and how she's had multiple in Jeopardy final two appearances that she's pretty much not getting the votes. And it's just frustrating that they won't let the show play out anymore, that the producers keep on just sticking their head in the middle of business. It's just like, just let the show go. Like, we'll get over it. Um, so yeah, I'll just quickly go over the duos. The first was Calvin and James's Paso Doble. They got a 37. It should have been a perfect score. It was amazing. It was so much. It was great. They matched each other perfectly. Their energy matched each other perfectly. It was outstanding, amazing, a showstopper. I loved it. It was incredible. Um, Next was my next favorite was Mary Lou and Tara's Jazz. They got a 36. This, I honestly, I would have given this a perfect score too. The reason why is at first I watched it and I was like, I think I see some mistakes here and there. But then I watched it again and I was like, this dance is actually really good. Like Mary Lou did a great job at making sure she matched Tara, which is going to be hard because Mary Lou is tall. One, two, she has very long limbs, so she has to really adjust things to make it work better. But even still, like they looked great. It was a showstopper. It was fun. It was like a production, and they both handled it amazingly well, and it was just so much fun, and they did so great. And I just can't say anything else about it. It was great. And then finally was Jenna and what's her face, Lori's contemporary. They got a perfect score. It was another one of those contemporaries that I don't care for on this show. It was very bad. It was very much. It was very forced. It was very. It was just. It just. I just wish people would stop doing contemporaries like that. You can tell that they're not contemporary dancers because every single time a non-contemporary dancer or somebody who doesn't study contemporary at all tries to choreograph a contemporary number, it always looks like that with the mouth and the feet and the lifts and the flailing, and they always look like that brand of contemporary, and that's why I don't like contemporary on this show because it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's all I have to say. See you all next or in a couple days. Till next time. Bye.